Can't afford this. Mute.
With the systems, cause I just can't play it safe. Good morning, everybody. We're now listening to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I'm your host, Lara Ziccardi. And today, I'm also Olivia Rodrigo, for those on Facebook who are very confused on why I have stickers on my face. I wanted to have a little fun, a little theme, because why not? Join with me today is my co-host JT Bethea, our newscaster Victor Muniz. Did I say your last name correctly?
Yes and no.
Cool. I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
We also have our segment host Olive, the one and only Cher of the Morning Buzz, and we have Alex Braun, our sportscaster. Sweet. Also, Victor has his little light on, which is really cool because he's Childish Gambino. Yeah,
There you go.
drippy. Get it to it. Sorry, those who are not listening on Facebook, because you can't obviously see the drip. I'm sorry. But yeah, Victor, whenever you're ready, let's just jump into the newscast.
Let's jump into the newscast that I'm opening right now so we can read it all together. Okay, I'm Victor Muniz Rosa, and this is WMSC News. In local news starting today, New Jersey can sell recreational cannabis to adults 21 and over after Governor Phil Murphy announced that state regulators cleared the way for 7 locations to sell the drug. In national news, wildfires are tearing through Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. The fire's cause is still under investigation. It's fire season in the West and is growing more destructive because of climate change. In international news, President Vladimir Putin tried to claim victory in Mariupol, Ukraine, but his troops are holding their ground after Ukraine soldiers fought back. In MSU news, Montclair State education students joined statewide initiatives to end education test EDTPA. They list a variety of issues caused by the assessment, including interfering with professional growth and creating a significant financial burden to educators. In entertainment news, Johnny Depp testifies against actress Amber Heard, accusing his ex-wife for name calling and making demeaning comments about him. The weather today is mostly sunny with a low of 48 and a high of 63. For WMSC News, I'm Victor Muniz Rosa. Nos vemos.
Thanks. That was a beautiful newscast.
Thank you so much, Lara.
I just newscasts are cool. Or news updates, as we call them now, because apparently newscast is not a technically accurate term. But I know what a technically accurate term is, right?
Yeah.
I know what it's technically correct for a sportscast, right?
Sports. We got sports
Woo!
news. Sports news. Everybody loves sports news because in baseball news, it's a good day to be a New Yorker if you're a baseball fan because the New York Yankees have won 5-3 against the Detroit Tigers, and the New York Mets sadly lost 5-2.
Go
But
Mets.
don't worry, they've been having a pretty good season. One loss is not going to knock them off.
Go
And
Mets.
they'll be playing at 1:10 today.
Mm.
And in hockey, the Arizona Coyotes forward Lad, his name is just Lad,
Cool.
because
I guess
becomes
you could say he's quite a lad.
quite a fellow.
Quite a gal. Quite a dude.
Because he's the 370th player in the NHL history to reach 1,000 games milestone, the 15th player in the franchise history, and to stake his 1,000th game. And the New York Rangers will be playing tonight against the New York Islanders at 7:30, and tonight the New Jersey Devils will be playing the Buffalo Sabres tonight at 7. And in NBA, we got some sad news because the Nets sadly lost against the Celtics last night. What? From
Sad.
114 to 107, making that 0-2 in the series. Come on, guys, we gotta get together.
It's a tough day to be a New Yorker.
Yes.
It's always a tough day to be in New York.
Oh, you're right, JT.
But in some good sports news, the Montclair lacrosse team destroyed Ramapo 21-4 last night. And the news just keeps getting better because the Montclair softball team beat William Patterson 7-0 in last night's game. And the Redhawks will be back on Saturday, April 23rd, with the final regular season home game. Montclair will host the College of New Jersey at 1 on senior night. I'm Alex. It's been sports.
Sports.
Go Mets.
Sports.
Sports. A tough day to be a New Yorker, but not a tough day to be a Red Hawk. Am I right?
Yes, Montclair.
Woo, go Red Hawks.
Woo.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, Redhawks.
That is
Yeah.
the most unenthusiastic woo we have ever heard out of you.
I know. It's the vibes are off this morning, I have to say. That or I need more caffeine. Just
No, you do not need more caffeine.
JT, I don't think
Yes.
regular coffee works for me anymore.
So what do you think you need? Super coffee?
Espresso, cold brew. I don't know.
No?
And
If
energy
you get
drink, maybe?
espresso good enough, you won't turn back, and that's a slippery slope.
Wait, what is?
Like if you find good espresso and you have it,
You have a point.
They're
yeah.
not
All I'm
fun.
saying is, you know what I'm saying. Once you turn the octane up, it's kind of. If you think coffee's not working now, don't get your body accustomed to espresso. You're done.
My lattes.
Well, you're not getting it at Starbucks. I'll tell you that.
I know. Poor Starbies.
Starbucks.
Poor Starbies.
Didn't get Starbies today. But anyway, we're not talking about coffee anymore because we have to get down to business. Fun to defeat the Huns.
Yeah.
Man, it's
Yeah.
an off morning. I woke up and the sun was kind of up today,
Yeah, I don't
So-
like that.
right? It's
Yeah.
just the vibes are off. I need a vibe recheck, Anyway, we're gonna be
You got
talking.
stickers on your face. How you doing?
JT, I may have stickers on my face, but that doesn't mean I'm happy.
By the way, can I please offer some more context for the sticker thing? So,
Yes.
okay, y'all. So, we're in the midst of Battle of the Buzz, and we were talking the other day about what could make this morning fun. And so we're all like different album covers. But the problem with that is, at least for myself, is that I picked a My Chemical Romance album, and basically the makeup would just be blood spatters all over my face. So while Lara has stickers on her face, I know that at least in spirit, I'm celebrating this theme, this thematically with it's just,
Dude.
I know you're the only one presenting as an album. I mean, okay, you too, but
And Victor.
Wow.
well,
Childish
Victor, wait,
Gambino, because the internet.
that's right. You're Childish Gambino. Forgive me,
Yeah,
but
because the
and,
red light, the
but
red
yeah.
light, because the internet.
Alex, what are you supposed to be? Eminem on the cover of Marshall Mathers?
Yeah, sure. Let's go there.
wow,
It's not like I woke up at like 6:10 and was like, I need to run over here, and I just ran in the
It's
clothes I was
okay.
wearing.
Anyway, Lara,
It's
sorry
true.
to take you from your newscast.
What? Oh, I'm not doing a news.
Oh, not newscast. You know what I mean.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm wearing
It's
it.
whatever.
I'm wearing a Beatles shirt underneath, so
Alex is the Beatles in spirit.
I'm just all the Beatles, every single one.
I picked
Paul,
Juice WRLD, and I
Ringo,
almost came in my
George,
wig.
John.
Alex is every single Beatle
Every-
today.
Even the dead ones.
She's too
Yes, especially the
soon.
dead one. Too soon, JT.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a great time to move on. I don't even know how to transition that, to be honest with you.
Well,
Speaking of
talking
dead
about the
ones,
Beatles.
Wow, the Beatles. Wow.
You could
wow.
have said speaking of dead ones, but
Guys, let's not talk about the
Jeez.
Beatles anymore. It's really starting to
You've been-
bug me.
Perfect. With that being said, we're gonna get on to something serious. So we're gonna be talking about Ukraine and how Ukraine is Ukraine words are really freaking tough in the morning. I'm not okay right now. With a pointed warning toward Ukraine's Western allies, Russia test launched a new intercommercial missile on Wednesday. It unleashed a hail of bombs, artillery, and missiles inside Ukraine in a drive to weaken Ukrainian defenses for a major ground offensive in the east. An intensifying barrage aimed more than 1,000 targets came as Russian military made probing attacks along a 300-mile front line winding through Ukraine's southeastern Donbas region, which the Kremlin has said will be the focus of the next phase of the war, and it continued to build up and prepare a massive force there. The new Samurai intercontinental,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Alex has approved
You
my
did it.
grammar. The ballistic,
Yeah.
thank you, missile will force all who are trying to threaten our country in the heat of frenzied.
Yep.
Yep. Aggressive rhetoric to think twice, said Vladimir Putin of Russia. I don't know what day that was. I'm really off today. I'm sorry.
You're good.
It's not yet clear if the missile, which Russia's defense military said could carry multiple nuclear warheads and outwit defenses anywhere in the world, it actually possesses game-changing capabilities. The ministry also acknowledged that the missile is not yet ready for active deployment, as the United States said it had not been surprised by the launch. But the test firing and Mr. Putin's comments fit nearly into relentless Kremlin propaganda and campaign. The only information many of his people ever see present Russians not as aggressors, but as victims of Western persecution, yet still powerful and unbowed. Well, that's the thing about propaganda. It's going to be biased no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just really not much to say about this, how it's gotten to this point and how sad it is that that I can do it. I can word correctly.
You need help?
No,
It's
I could do it.
help.
I can do it. I can word. It's just sad that we're at this point
Yeah.
with this.
It's real sad that we're still talking about this. It's been probably over 2 months at this point since the invasion.
I think it was 8 weeks.
Yes, so
Yeah, 2 months. 6 weeks.
So, and we're still
Horrible,
talking
horrible.
about
Mhm.
it. And it doesn't look like there's any end in sight, for at least what I'm seeing. And they're testing all these bombs. It's just all these. It's just gotten to a point where it's like, it's sad, but like I'm like, oh, okay, just another thing he's saying. It's like nonsense. Like I don't take
Yeah.
it seriously anymore.
That kind of like starts to get me thinking that I do actually am taking this more seriously now that there are, you know, artillery involved. And not only that, I just kind of think like what's gonna happen like to us, because obviously us, and I'm sure like I know we're not like the main sectors like focus point for it, but when you think about what can happen here in the US, you think cities, right? When you think of those kind of weapons and
Yeah.
bombings of cities and towns and everything. And it's just kind of sad because there's absolutely no reason for this. And it's just getting out of hand. It has been getting out it has already been out of hand, but now it's even more out of hand.
Needless war.
We don't. This is the last thing we need.
Yeah.
And the fact that Putin's being selfish and having this war is just unacceptable. And what are we going to do? We can't do anything about it.
No, we can't go in. We can't do anything because then World War III.
Exactly. And honestly, every time I come on here and talk about it, I just feel like I'm sitting on the brink of World War III. And it feels awful because now we're just getting out of a pandemic. And I would even argue that we're still in it.
Yeah.
And the fact that
we are.
Huh?
It's just we're not even fully out of the pandemic, and this is just another world epidemic that we do not need right now. It's a lot.
Yeah, and the sad
Too
thing is
much.
that, innocent people, are like dragged into this, people have to get out of their homes in Ukraine and
Mm,
just go to neighbor countries and it's sad that this type of political like war and stuff affects innocent people.
Exactly. And I just hope that everything is maybe I just hope there's peace. I know like there's like that there's always a thing like, oh, like if you could wish for anything, what would you wish for? World peace. And I know that's like the typical answer, but at this point in time, it's no farther from the truth. And with that being said, JT, would you like to give us our next story?
Yes, unfortunately, this story isn't very upbeat either. But a fire swept through a row of Park, New Jersey transit buses in Hudson County on Wednesday evening.
Oh,
Video from Skyfox showed the fire severely damaging at least 6 out of 7 buses before firefighters could even get water on the flames. The fire took place just off of Tonell Avenue in North Bergen. North Bergen Police Department said its police officers and firefighters from the North Hudson Regional Fire and Rescue Department responded to the fire, which was causing traffic delays. Police reopened Tonell Avenue after about 90 minutes. The fire sent thick black smoke billowing into the sky, which was visible for miles. Here in Montclair State, we could see the fire right outside our office and communications building. I could also see it from my dorm. Oh, in fact, NYC Emergency Management said in an email alert, quote, due to emergency personnel operating at a fire in New Jersey, New York residents may see or smell smoke. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw that, I did not automatically assume fire. I just thought that somebody was doing something they weren't supposed to because I see smoke a lot. Mysterious smoke, especially from the office or my dorm. But a couple hours later, I saw that my buses had blown up, and the first thing I thought of was, I hope nobody was in those buses.
Yeah.
It didn't when I was writing the script last night, I was actually very curious because it didn't say anything about victims or anyone getting hurt or anything. So maybe they don't even know yet about what's going on. Wait.
Listen, it was 420. Okay, someone dropped a funny cigarette,
Oh man.
and that's what happened.
I guess so.
Honestly, I think that might be what I assumed when I saw the smoke.
Yeah.
I assumed that somebody was being a little doofenshmirtz with the ganja, and I thought that's what we were looking at. And then a couple hours later, I felt bad for making that joke out loud, and then I was like, "Well, I hope everybody's okay."
Well, it seems like this took place in a lot. So I
Mhm.
don't think that there were any people there besides, perhaps the person that triggered the fire. But these things also just happen. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get some spare part situations, and that does happen. I'm glad no one was hurt.
Yeah, me too. And with that being said,
Lara,
what?
this is not the first time we've seen a bus fire.
When did we see a bus
Remember
fire?
at PCTI?
Oh, so back in high school.
Back in high school.
When was that? My junior year?
That was your sophomore year. That was my freshman year.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
Honestly, what? I remember now.
Yeah.
Was it like down the street
Yeah,
from
it's
our?
down the
For
street over
context,
there.
Laura and Alex went to the same high school.
Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, or like probably
well,
forgot.
I didn't know.
Oh, Victor actually doesn't know. Alex and I went to the same high school. We're a year apart,
Oh.
and that was funny because our high school is about 20 minutes from here.
Yeah, it's in Wayne.
Yeah, it is in Wayne. It's just fire bad.
Fire bed group man.
So also, I would like to say, as a PSA, don't play with fire. And with that being
Fire
said,
bad.
we're going to be moving on to a very short break. We'll be back soon. I don't want to start that
That's
argument.
my opinion.
That's my opinion.
That's
too.
why. Oh,
That's my
I
opinion.
think. Okay, hear me out. I think I could play one sound effect. I think I could. If I could find it. I think I can. I can't even find it. I literally cannot even find it. Is it that worth it? Should I keep looking for it? I don't think it's worth it.
Well, you have dragged it a little bit, so yeah. I don't know.
I
That's
think
my opinion. That's
no, that's Talbot.
That's what she's looking at.
That's my opinion.
I found it.
Exactly.
You see, see, I can use a sound effect.
There's no sound effect Laura can't find.
I am the queen of special effects.
And I'm the king of Hispanics. According to
Nice.
Gay T, yeah. It's awesome. The
Nice.
best title I've ever had.
Nice.
So we have
I
a
forgot
lot
I
of
said that.
whoa. So
Foul ball.
I'm a little man, the morning's been a little off, has it not? Anyway,
All over the place.
yeah, we're a little all over the place here on the Thursday Buzz, but we're going to be talking about marijuana again, because as of today, you can legally buy marijuana in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what does that mean for cops? So, Steve Fulop said on Wednesday morning that Jersey City police officers will be fired if they use marijuana even while off duty. On Friday, the state's acting attorney general, Matthew Plackett, said police officers who are off duty in New Jersey are allowed to consume cannabis and should not face disciplinary action. Perhaps not so coincidentally, Fulop made his declaration disagreeing with the state's position on April 20th, or 420, for those of you who don't know, the unofficial day to celebrate all things marijuana,
Mhm.
which was yesterday. The mayor said a directive will be issued Wednesday to the city's nearly 1,000 police officers that marijuana use will not be permitted, as the city will pursue termination. Fulop said in a tweet, quote, "The fact that is all officers / recruits assessed to the federal government via Department of Justice, plus the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms paperwork when they receive their firearms, that they will not use any federal prohibited drugs, including marijuana. New Jersey's policies allowing law enforcement to smoke, it is an outlier nationally, and one that will put our officers and community at risk with impaired judgment." End quote. And I would like to know that out of pocket for me to say, but I like, interestingly, he used plus signs instead of and sign, or like the letter and I was just really like, wow. But that is his direct quote. And Phillips in his tweets, he also said alcohol usage can be tracked throughout tests and timelines that can create near protection between consumption and duty. Phillips said, quote, "It would be irresponsible to allow officers to work with impaired judgment. It will only take one blood test after for example, a car crash or discharged weapon where an officer tests positive for a trust." Honestly, I can't really say much about this because, in my opinion, I don't work in law or anything. That's why I'm a communications major. But it makes sense why they're not really allowing it, because I could see what the mayor of Jersey City is saying with the impaired judgment. But how long do like the effects last that it's that severe?
Let me just say one thing. First of all, a lot of these cops, at least the ones that end up on our media outlets, their judgment is already impaired, folks. Okay, please, them normal, straight out of bed, impaired, because a lot of this violence has no basis. So maybe some of them maybe they need to be allowed to do it. That's my unpopular opinion. Also,
I'm
right.
sorry.
And I'm sorry, but whoever wrote unofficial national holiday needs to go take a timeout, because 420 is a global phenomenon of a holiday. I'm sorry. Like, Snoop Dogg Christmas is absolutely an official day. I don't know what you're talking about.
You just took me out with Snoop Dogg
Dogg
Christmas.
No.
Right or wrong?
No, that's
Right
it.
or wrong?
I was
Right.
like, that's perfect.
Thank you very
We need
much.
12 Days of Christmas, Snoop Dogg featuring Big Time Rush playing right now.
And Martha Stewart.
Wait. Excuse me. Did you just say Snoop Dogg featuring Big Time Rush?
Yes,
yeah, that's
that
yes.
exists.
More like Big Time Rush featuring Snoop Dogg.
Oh, my bad.
Honestly,
Or would
somebody
it-
mute Alex's mic because I can't I can't with that. By the way, good job, Alex. From in a matter of weeks, you went from hating reading to correcting Lara's grammar earlier.
Woo!
That's really something.
It's because
That's really something. Talk about
I really
sports,
grew
okay?
up.
Alex really grew up here on the Thursday morning buzz. Only here at 90.3 WMSC Upper
Come on,
Montclair.
man.
Where
Come
else would you get this great content, right?
Where
Yeah.
else would you see a college student learn how to read?
Did you say a CH college?
About
See, he was trying to flex. He was trying to spell it out.
Wow.
kind of jokes in the other stuff.
CH, never mind.
Do you see the pocket? It's out. Put it back in.
See, my pens
Are
don't
you good,
have any.
Alex?
Try to
Al-
spell college. Hold on one
G-
second. I need some time. CO.
Sorry, it's harder to go this
LL.
hammer on you when I'm looking you in the
I don't
eyes in the
know.
studio.
That's
So
wrong.
it's much easier to flex from over here.
That's
Uh,
yes, Olive and JT are in talk studio.
Yeah.
Safely in talk studio while I mess up my grammar.
The
We've been
beasts are
finished
locked
today.
up.
Shut up.
We are in the kennel, period.
It's a great
Cool.
time to move on.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time to move on.
It's the only
JT.
time.
About Kevin.
I don't even know if I want to move on because I'm sick of this topic. But anyway, the
Well,
Justice Department has moved to appeal a ruling that struck down federal mask mandates on planes, trains, and transit systems after a crush by the CDC. Oh boy. The CDC said in a statement Wednesday that at this time, an order requiring masking in the indoor transportation corridor remains necessary for the public health, adding that it has asked the DOJ to proceed with an appeal. The Justice Department said it has filed a notice of appeal in light of today's assessment by the CDC in a statement late Wednesday afternoon. The DOJ has not asked the appeals court to block the judge's order that lifted the federal mask mandate on transit systems, meaning the passengers will be able to continue traveling maskless while the decision is litigated. The DOJ announced earlier this week that it would appeal if the ruling of the CDC decides that masks are still required on public transportation for the public health. On Wednesday, the CDC stated, quote, as we have said before, wearing masks is most beneficial in crowded or poorly ventilated locations, such as the transportation corridor. When people wear a well-fitted mask or respirator over their nose and mouth in indoor travel or public transportation settings, they must protect themselves and those around them, including those who are uncompromised or are not yet vaccine eligible, and help keep travel and public transportation safer for everyone. Moving on to airlines, United, Delta, and American have all issued statements saying that masks are now optional. Other airlines, Alaska, Allegiant, American Airlines, Delta Air, blah 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 blah, have all ceased to require face coverings. This means that both passengers and crew members for these carriers, my bad, are no longer required to wear them on domestic flights at the present time. I feel we've been in this cycle forever.
I would like to say,
on a hamster
as
wheel.
as Olivia Rodrigo would say,
Oh.
it's one step forward and three steps backwards. Because that's what this is. And you know what?
That's my opinion.
That is their
Well,
opinion. And
yeah.
you're not the only one that shares
That's
it.
valid.
We're like on a little hamster ball, just running around in circles. Well, it's oh my god, the CDC saying something, the DOJ saying something, the Docs McStuffins are saying something.
Doc
I'm sick of everybody.
McStuffins.
Well, I would like to tell y'all something though. Even though this is a fact, right? But actually the FAA, which is the
More acronyms.
basically not basically, but they're the Federal Aviation Administration. They actually, although that they have lifted this mask mandate, I just want y'all to know that they have made the policy about unruly passengers permanent. So though masks, you can wear them on and off, the policy that basically makes it so that like if you don't do what they say when they ask you to do, like that's permanent. Like because it literally emerged.
What's
Like
that
there was a
policy?
new type of misbehavior that emerged when you asked people to wear masks on a plane, even though we were in the middle of a pandemic. And I just wanted to let y'all know that, that's still in effect. And
Okay, that I can agree with. but,
yeah,
like,
and they're enforcing heavy fining on it. Like, so I don't know. I know that's not really a silver lining, but just know that even though this is an optional thing now, there are still things in place that will protect people, like if they try to get in your face or something. Because I've seen some really antagonistic people, like people that cough on people
Like,
that are masked
why?
because they're just minding their own business and they don't like you don't have to like it, but you don't have to be an instigator. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I
It's
guess I just wanted
giving-
to.
How about everybody mind their own
reinforce.
business? America has a minding your own business problem. Nobody
It would
does it.
be so much easier if we all minded our own business, but
Right?
also it would also be easier if we were all on the same page. But like that's just me.
True.
And
We should both be on the same page. Unfortunately,
Mm,
humanity doesn't work like that.
wow.
We're
That
not even
is.
on the same page.
I mean, I don't
We're
know
not
if
even
that's
on the
sad
same
because I
book,
couldn't deal
guys,
with
let's
more
be
than one
honest.
me. I do like the difference of opinion. However, if you're unable to work with different opinions without being a tree trunk, I suggest you sit
Wow.
down.
welcome to the Thursday morning buzz, where JT has many words for Trump supporters.
No, I'm gonna call.
I wasn't even
tree
going for Trump
trunks.
supporters, but I
Really?
like
You
that.
weren't?
Yeah. See now I need
No,
to
'cause she's
understand.
rolling
See, now
that
we're not on
mean
the same
tree trunk.
page. Let's get on this.
Exactly.
Let's get on the same
I said
page.
tree
get on the
trunk
same book,
because I
please.
wanted to say something else that isn't FCC, another acronym.
So what does
Safe.
that mean though? Is that like a person that's very deeply rooted and you cannot move them in their
That
Or
goes
strong
into a
as
lot
a-
of it. Olive thought a lot more to what I was doing. I just think tree trunks are annoying, and I was
what?
Wait, hold on.
Why?
JT's
Because
afraid
of-
of branching out. Somebody call the police. Somebody call the police because this man.
I
Hold on,
prefer
no.
trees. If
Oh
you're gonna
my
take down a
God.
tree, at least get it from the root. If you're gonna solve a problem, you have to attack it from the root. And I think tree trunks
Ah.
are symbolic
Oh.
of people who don't want to solve their issues from the root. They're just little stumps that come up from the ground. They're annoying. And since I wasn't allowed to say what I really wanted to say to describe these people, I described them as tree trunks.
I
I
like
need
it.
like a
I like it.
whiteboard to understand this.
I need a like a diagram.
Yeah,
I
me
just
You-
I don't get it.
I
need,
love this.
See, it's
we
the
get a
I just
beauty of
never
a
heard it.
different mind, but I can
Yeah.
at least we can communicate. You know, we can communicate our different wavelengths. I'm not gonna spit in your face because you don't understand my tree trunks metaphor, Laura. I'm not gonna
Shit.
no,
JT.
we're just gonna talk about it.
exactly. I'm not gonna launch Olive
Yeah.
across the room because she didn't understand where I was going for. Like, I'm
Well, not today.
not today.
Maybe during hour 2, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
In the meantime, it be brutal out here, guys.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Send us in the chat like what does tree trunk mean?
Welcome back on the morning buzz. It's
Not Olivia's best song.
well, that is Olivia's best song. And what about it?
And
It
what
is her best
about
song.
it? Huh?
It's a great song. I I am biased, but it's great.
It's a
I
great
know you have
song.
stickers on your face, Lara, but if we're gonna discuss Miss Livy's discography, we gotta
Not Miss Livy.
What do you want to say about Miss Livy, JT?
I gotta
Wow.
say, if I'm an Olivia Rodrigo stan fan and I'm trying to convince people that like, oh yes, Olivia Rodrigo is the best artist, maybe the Hot Topic esque song isn't the first one I pick.
Oh, I'm crying right now. That is
You know what?
hilarious.
JT has a point.
I
But
think I would go for Good for You,
Good
not
for
Driver's
You.
License.
Oh, that's a good song.
It's fake.
Well, good for you,
fake
JT.
runaways. Fuck fake
Well, good-
runaways.
Good for you. That's your
I
opinion.
think I don't know which. I do think Jealousy is a very well written.
Jealousy's good too. I would
Yeah.
go. I think I would go with that actually. If
I
I'm trying
like-
to say Olivia Rodrigo's a great song, here's her rating.
She's
I
a
like
great.
Deja
Is,
Vu.
is she
Deja
a
Vu's
great
good.
song? JT, is Olivia Rodrigo a great song herself?
Yes.
Cool.
Wait, so
regret
instead
nothing.
of Miss Livy's fans or stands, whatever you're saying, I came up with a good one.
Oh no.
Rodri dogs. Where my Rodri dogs at?
Oh, it's
Woo. Come on now. Stop playing with me.
Ooh, it's brutal out here.
No, that's.
Branding strat. Listen,
Yeah.
alternative branding strategist.
I
right
hope Olivia
here.
Rodrigo's in hearing this. Like
Listen,
she better
watch
give
2
you
weeks
credit.
from now when I'm on TMZ and they have this clip talking about she's
The
like,
Rodri
yeah,
dogs.
this freak from WMSC was like Rodri dogs, and then
I know that just
so
reminds
woof,
me of
you
like
know.
a
I don't
hot
have.
dog.
I don't have the DJ air horn, but the best I can do is.
I would prefer that over an air horn at 7:37.
Every
I
time-
would love it
Every
if
time
it was
Laura
at
plays the
7:37.
Jason Derulo sound effect, I just think of that story about Jason Derulo fighting a fan in the airport because they mixed him up with Usher.
Oh, that's.
I'm
funny.
sorry
we
though, but that is
reported that.
absolutely 1000% grounds for hands. I
It's
don't know
just
what
like- Because like the first thing I think of him saying is, I have not been singing my name for the past 15 years for you to confuse me with Usher.
Yeah,
So now
but-
every time I hear that Jason Derulo, it's the first thing I think of.
Yes, that sounds a lot different than Usher.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
playing.
Why
Also-
don't we have Usher in next?
No, but listen, I'm sorry, but Jason Derulo looks like Jason Derulo. Meanwhile, Usher really looks like Usher.
Usher
So it's like-
looks like
Just
Oh,
never mind, I'm not gonna say
man.
that.
like the Sonics match the visual. I'm sorry, but Usher looks like Usher. Let's be real.
Usher looks like
That's why
something I'm
Justin
just
Derulo,
not
Just say
saying.
that.
Justin Derulo.
Usher looks
Justin
like-
Derulo.
I said Justin Derulo.
Wow.
I was talking too fast, but really, really, all I meant was I understand. Like he was real tight, and it's like the thing is, he could have said any other artist, Pitbull even, but Usher,
Mr.
Really?
Worldwide.
really,
I have
like,
Mr. Worldwide.
Yo, I love when artists say their
Mr.
name in the
305.
beginning. Like it
That one.
helps. It helps. Like, oh, who am I listening to?
Oh, I
Fire.
it's
Pitbull,
like,
Mr.
it's like I
Worldwide.
forgot.
I forgot. Oh,
Remember when Silento said you already know who it is, and that was his like first and last song, and now we're really not gonna know.
Now
who
we
it is
don't
'cause
know
he's
who
in
it
jail.
is.
No, we
Yeah.
don't know.
well,
Silent.
Silento. Well, the first part of that word is silent, so they did what he had to do.
yeah, he got silent.
that
Right,
was
he did what he.
conviction.
Yeah.
So should I start doing that?
Oh, actually, we have one more story before we get to a. Before
No,
we, wait, what?
Actually, yeah, I like that song.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
I don't know where my brain went. To be
Okay.
honest,
Brains don't exist. It's okay.
Do they?
Brains not real. Fake news.
What?
not fake news. We brains be braining, but
Not mine.
but I guess ASAP Rockies isn't either.
Brains be
Ooh.
braining.
ASAP came home ASAP after being released from the jail after posting
All
his
right.
private-
All
Okay,
right.
okay.
All
Oh,
right.
we gotta
Okay.
stop
No,
right
excuse
there.
me. We're gonna
No.
give you one more chance to start that over before we
Do
get
it
the
again.
pitchforks out. We got the pitchforks on the way.
No.
I said what I said, and I'm
I'm
proud of it.
done. Oh
I'm
my
proud of
god.
it.
He posted a $550,000 bail.
Ooh.
The Los Angeles Police Department, the infamous LAPD, confirmed to ET, sorry, that Rocky was booked and released Wednesday on a felony charge of assault with a deadly weapon, a firearm, for those of you who don't know, stemming from an alleged incident that took place in November 2021. We are just getting to this. The 33-year-old rapper, whose birth name is Raheem Mayers, has just returned from a vacation in Barbados with his Prego's girlfriend Rihanna when he was arrested at LAPD at a Los Angeles International Airport at approximately 8:20 a.m. That is very specific. He was
Oddly.
interviewed by LAPD Robbery Homicide Division before being booked at a Metropolitan Detention Center. Rocky was released at 3:27 p.m. after posting a $550,000 bail. We got to keep specifics, y'all. You know what's up.
And we're gonna keep up with the specifics.
Exactly. A court date for Rocky has been set for August 17th at LAX Superior Courthouse, but the LA District's Attorney Office telling ET that, quote, a case has been presented and is under review. Police say that November 6, 2021 at 10:15 PT, quote, an argument between two acquaintances occurred in the Hollywood area. According to the authorities, the argument escalated and resulted in the suspect firing a handgun at the victim. Victim sustained a minor injury from the incidents and later sought medical treatment. Following the shooting, the suspect and two additional males fled the area on foot. Shortly after Rocky's arrest, the LAPD executed a search warrant on the rapper's LA home, where a source tells ET that about 6 to 7 LAPD vehicles were seen blocking traffic from entering or exiting Rocky's residential street. As far as how Rihanna is doing amid news of Rocky's arrest, source tells ET that she is focusing on her pregnancy. First of all, why don't we leave Riri alone and her baby? Leave them alone. Second of all, this is the second time Rocky's been in the news for 2 weeks. I would just leave him alone too. Third of all, why this started in November 2021? You just all of a sudden remember it. Hey, yo,
Nah, the courts
it was
got held
Rihanna's
up.
baby daddy.
Nah, the courts got held up a lot actually during the pandemic. And actually, the natural thing is that it takes a little wait, even after, when you're dealing with your charges. So
Well,
this
when
is
you're
actually
dealing
pretty-
with your charges, it takes a while. But like when they make the statement,
yeah, but
that
if
could be
he has money, so he's probably gonna try it, and that's probably why it took so long to arrange the case. But in any case, I will say this again and again. The only thing, listen, Rihanna, do your thing. Rihanna, please. But the only thing that's making me real upset about you being pregnant is that I'm not the baby. I'm
Album.
tired of this. Tired of it.
honestly, I have a theory because I saw this the other night and I was like, why November? Why now? And it's either A, because of the court thing, or B, somebody is angry that they're not Rihanna's baby daddy. So if they say,
I would
I'm
be.
not going to be the baby daddy, nobody's going to be the baby daddy. Hey, yo, you remember how I got shot in November? Yeah, it was ASAP Rocky. Get him.
Listen,
Listen, I wish I was Rihanna's baby
ASAP.
daddy. Okay.
Pretty Flacco, okay. Man, they are
I
just
feel
so
like-
beautiful.
I mean, they already
Well,
tried to start a cheating
yeah.
rumor to break them up. They said, okay, that didn't work. You know what? Let's get this boy in jail.
Speaking of Rihanna, I feel like she's been pregnant for forever.
Yes.
What? I feel like this is not lasting long enough, and she's about to pop.
Fair enough.
She's about to
Honestly.
pop.
I know I remember talk before about them bugging Rihanna for being as old as she is, and she's not that old, but like
As old as she is,
no,
she's
what
33.
I mean by that is
Sorry,
what
I
mean
got
by that is
outraged.
in
I
America.
would be.
They're like, oh, if you're not pregnant by
Yes.
25, what are you doing? So it's like they were looking at Nicki Minaj and Rihanna, and they were like, yeah, these women are like about to be 30. They're not pregnant. What are you doing? And they're just like, do I have to be pregnant right now?
The
So it's like-
conversation that people aren't ready to have is not every woman wants children.
Exactly.
I didn't even think Rihanna was gonna go there.
Me too.
I
Me
did.
neither.
I honestly didn't because that was her attitude when they were bugging her. She was like, women don't have to be pregnant. You do know that, right? So I'm like, yeah, Rihanna's just gonna vibe the rest of her life, not have kids. And then out of nowhere, boom, baby. And I was like, oh,
Like that's why I feel like it's been going on for a while, but I feel like it's been so short.
Mhm.
When did
Oh
she
my
announce this?
goodness.
January? I don't know.
Rihanna.
I think honestly, when I first, because the
January.
reports leaked before Rihanna officiated it, and I have a rule for myself that if it doesn't come from the primary source, it's fake. So honestly, when everybody first started saying Rihanna's pregnant, I was like, oh, let's wait because chances are y'all are lying because y'all tried to get her pregnant before.
Trolls. Wait.
And then she started
No,
popping
I
out with that
agree.
little honey ball she's got in front of her.
Like
It really looks
her.
like a little Italian honey ball, but just bigger. Y'all know what honey balls are?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked like a big little honey ball. I love it. Oh my gosh, stop. I'll get emotional right now. She's so precious. I
She
can't.
is. Anyway,
I don't know who ASAP Rocky is. I know.
I guess you need to know him ASAP.
Whoa, first of all, honestly, okay, I'm gonna tell you who ASAP Rocky is. He's literally the most beautiful man on earth. I'm
He's like
sorry.
he's
I
like
don't
a
know about
better
that.
looking
I
Travis
don't know
Scott.
about that.
He is
the
not a better
real
looking
man.
Travis Scott. He said it was Travis Scott with the face app on. JT, you're canceled. JT, you're canceled.
Well, I
You know what I'm
believe
talking about?
JT.
That's another celebrity. That's another celebrity that tried to fight somebody for mixing them up. Travis Scott tried to fight somebody for calling him ASAP.
See, oh my
So every
gosh.
time
You know what?
JT read this story and read it as Rocky, I only know Rocky from like Rocky Balboa.
I
Okay.
knew you were gonna say Rocky
Okay.
Balboa.
We're gonna okay,
So I
okay.
watched
You know
all
what?
those, so I'm like, what's going on in the world?
Alex, I
Sylvester
need you to
Stallone's like 80.
here's what we need to do. We need to have you on my show, Olive Only, Sundays 5 to 6, so I can catch you up on some pop, not even pop, but just like some foundational stuff because my guy is 2022. You need to at least know who ASAP Rocky is. Not even for just the music. If you don't like the music, cool, but I'm telling you, that man
Alex
is so
probably
pretty.
listens to
I feel like
Weezer.
he's an inspiration for all men for how to dress. Like if you don't like for so many different things, and I just feel like I don't know, like a nice set of teeth. I don't know. He's a pretty person to
Yeah, he
observe.
landed Rihanna, so you know.
I get my
that's
fashion tips
Okay,
from
first of all,
August
that
Alsina.
they had the nerve to say his pregnant girlfriend Rihanna. First of all, you're the girlfriend,
Out of
ASAP Rocky.
pocket.
I don't
Yeah.
even want to hear it. Nah, like, are you serious?
I get my
Come on.
fashion tips from August Alsina. You know, pre-entanglement.
You know,
He's the
you know
dress.
what? He did not just bring up entanglement.
He did, and that's a
too.
great sign. It's a great sign to move on to Olive's new segment, and Olive, let's keep the same energy because this is a vibe.
Okay, y'all. Well, here's the thing. I was, first of all, Lara, thank you so much always for every opportunity you've given me here
course,
on Thursday
babes.
Morning
Oh,
Buzz.
we love you on the Thursday morning buzz.
And you know what? I do feel the love, and I love y'all right back. I
Yeah,
I
feel
actually
the
took some
love.
time to think about like what this was gonna be because I felt like okay, entertainment, I could do that, but it's like I feel like okay, I do enough of that. And so for whoever's listening, whoever doesn't know me, I was formerly a pre-med major, and it's kind of a long story how I ended up with a degree in communications and now getting another one with a minor in film. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring science into it. So welcome to
Ooh.
Olive's weird science segment. Okay, we're gonna get into some freaky
Ooh,
stuff.
I'm adding.
It's gonna be all types of
Science.
stuff. Okay, it's not always gonna be with the human body, which was my anatomy was kind of like my thing. But all right, so our first story, y'all, y'all.
The way you just went y'all, and I'm just like, I'm
No,
not
'cause-
ready.
No, because here's the thing. Sometimes when I'm trying to make my own money stretch, and then I read a story like this and think about the hundreds of thousands of dollars that go into this. I mean, I'm not jealous. I'm just waiting for my time. I have seen what God has done for others, and I would also like the same funding. So, MIT engineers have just wrapped up a series of tests in which they tested Oreos.
I saw that one. I saw
Okay.
that story.
The question at
Is
hand,
that why you did
why do
Oreo?
Oreo cookie cream, like the cream inside, why does it only stick to one side when twisted apart? I'm dead serious right now.
You're right.
Okay. Through the science of rheology, which deals with the study of non-Newtonian fluids under stress, think like cornstarch with water. That's a non-Newtonian fluid, like plasma, like tests were run in a lab, and the engineers determined some pretty incredulous results that no matter the amount or the flavor, the cream virtually always pans to one side. That's an audio term, but you understand.
I think.
Only in older boxes of Oreos does the cream distribute evenly or more evenly upon separation of the cookies. And yes, they did measure the torque on this, and it was measured to be around the same force that is applied to doorknobs. Yeah. So basically, okay, why do this? Why provide funding for this? Well, this is kind of a way to make rheology, the study of these non-Newtonian fluids, accessible to the public. And, it can potentially attract future scientists and engineers and, be inspiration for, I hope the story is inspiration for our younger listeners, but, I hope that at least some young people are getting medical journals or keeping up with cool things at MIT, but I'm here to bring it to you. And I thought that was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I'm inspired.
Listen, there is money for everything out there. And listen, this is not just like whoever, wherever. We're talking MIT engineers, okay? The torque needed for Oreo cream separation, okay? Like, come on, y'all. And so my next story, yes, we now have more evidence than ever that eyes are the windows to the soul. Okay. In neuroscience, it has been discovered that the pupils can reveal a condition called aphantasia, which is an orientation that describes the absence of visual imagination. Listen, I'm not going to lie. This is very much giving the moment where I found out that some people do not have an inner monologue or internal monologue. Some people can see and visualize when their eyes are closed, and some people cannot. I don't know. That's mind blowing to me. Do any of y'all, like, can you see things if someone describes them to you?
Yeah.
Does anyone not?
I see
Oh.
things all the time.
I can kind of see it. Oh, is this like when you're reading and you either like picture like a movie in your head or it's
Sort
just
of.
words?
Yeah.
Sort of. So
Got it.
actually, I'm glad that you asked that, because this specifically deals with how, okay, so your eyes work and your pupils dilate and constrict and contract, with the presence of light. That's how we like determine, like sight and how we like perceive. So actually, this is less about like imagining it and actually cutting off the visual and having your pupils still react. So it's not, if you're reading, your eyes are open. You know what I mean? So there's some type of connection there. I don't know if they'd be able to measure the activity of the pupils, but in any case, the study was led by UNSW Sydney, and the study uncovered that some do not visualize anything when they close their eyes. The visual imagery was invoked by having the test subjects imagine forms after reviewing them with their eyes open. So they looked at, everything, and they tracked their pupils. And then, by executing things in this initial stage with their eyes open and having that data, they compared it, with their eyes closed. And basically, I pretty much told you all of it. They realized that some people, when asked to recall those forms that they had just seen with their eyes open, their pupils actually dilated and contracted with their eyes closed, even without the presence of light. So if they imagined the actual picture, but it was a source of light or lighter in color, their eyes would literally adjust for that, like they would in real life if their eyes were open. And that's, I think, what is the most amazing part of this. But I also read a really cool sentence called blind in your mind. That is like the best way to describe this. And my last story, alpacas they're fixing everything that is wrong yet again, okay? Scientists have tapped into the immune system of the beloved alpaca. This revelation comes to us based on the extensive research scientists have done on the nanobodies of woolly mammals. These nanobodies, when applied to unhealthy mice, neutralize the alarm bells of their immune systems. Thanks to Brazil's University of São Paulo and Germany's University of Bonn, the molecular complexes react to pathogen. Oh, we now know that the molecular complexes that react to the pathogens begin to basically hold hands and bond together when the system is under attack. These complexes, referred to as ASC specs, quite literally tear holes in the cell membranes, and those pores lead to the destruction of the cell. And I'm just laughing because quite literally the way that it happens is it shoots a bunch of holes in the cell, and then the cell just explodes, like literally like some type of action movie. I just think that's the coolest thing ever. But in any case, moreover, in the past, as recently as 2018, alpaca nanobodies were uncovered to play a role in inhibiting a key driver in wide scope of cancers. So this is kind of just extended research, and I hope y'all got something out of that.
So so the alpaca research basically could be the gateway to find the cure for cancer. That's what I'm like understanding, or
To
like,
be honest with you, it like that's an oversimplification, which you're right to say that. Of
okay.
course, there are nuances, but essentially, yes. They're more about the things that set the cancer off, not the cancer itself. It's like
Okay.
it's the rapid growth of the cell. Like that's what that inhibits.
So the deactivate the growth of the, like the metastases, like the multiplying. It will stop it, but not kill the cancer.
Well, you know that rapid cell growth is
Mhm.
it's a lot of the time the root of it is inflammation, chronic inflammation. So I'll have to do more reading on that specifically. I didn't dive particularly into that research, but I plan to because I learned it like researching this, and I just got so caught up with like this particular side of it. But this is kind of what introduced the idea that the nanobodies in alpacas were of some value in destroying these pathogens, and in that case the key drivers.
Wow, this is amazing.
I think that's so
Alpacas.
cool.
I love alpacas.
They use alpacas to heal mice so that we can then, because mice have a very similar body structure. That's why we test on them to humans. But, everything that they're doing, essentially, we do it to find cures for the human population. So as much as it seems very far away that alpaca cells are healing mice, that could very well be any one of us or our grandkid or whatever, at whatever point in the future, they're able to synthesize that. And it's not necessarily that it's a cure. It's just more that I think it deals more with the inflammatory aspect of it. And yeah, I just think that's like the coolest thing ever. I love the idea of like there's there's so many cool things we've done with like the extraction of cells from other animals. I mean, even the fact that you can replace a human's heart with a pig one. I mean, this literally a pig heart, you can put it in somebody.
And I know
hook it up.
people who like, were burn victims and their skin is like pig skin, like something like that. Is crazy.
Yeah, and
what we can
actually
do.
they also grow fish. They use fish skin too for burns.
Oh, wow, I didn't
Straight
know
up,
that.
straight up. Yeah. I don't even think they synthesize it. I think they legit, or maybe they do. I don't want to misspeak.
They have
But-
gales on the skin, like
Like straight up. It's really one of the only things that they can like it's one of the few solutions they have when you have like I think over 60 or 70% of the body burned, because you can't graft at that point. You have to essentially start over, or rather you can't harvest from your own self.
You must rebuild.
So in any case,
so Olive made science cool. I gotta say,
you know
I'm
what,
interested.
Since
We-
Olive is cool, she makes science cool. Science rules.
I'm gonna try, but that's
Mighty
the
counteracts
end
it.
of the
Yeah.
new
Yes.
segment, and I hope that in the coming weeks I can justify this segment by bringing you some more amazing, cool news from all corners of science.
We love science.
Science.
Science
Science.
rules.
We got sports, we got science, we got.
Segment.
So
I don't know, man.
great.
No, I tell you, when I was like I was doing the script yesterday, and I was looking for stories, and I saw the Oreo one, and I was this close to putting it in, so I'm very glad I didn't.
Yeah, it's believe me, I sometimes I'm awestruck and inspired by all of the things that are happening on planet Earth at all times. Like we're here doing this cool show. They're over there at MIT twerking Oreos. These
Twerking
not
Twerking
twerking Oreos.
Freaking Oreos.
I love twerking, twerking.
Oh,
And in
twerk.
Brazil, between Sao Paulo and wherever the University of Bonn is, they are splicing alpaca DNA. So I mean, come on, like this is all happening now.
What you talking about?
Oh, snap.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh man.
Oh,
I love the
Oh my
word torque.
gosh.
I was gonna
It's just so interesting. It's just torque.
I would just love to say
That's a laugh we didn't have to force.
Ah.
Oh my. Oh my.
The word torque is so funny. I was on a ride at Six Flags, and it was the magic lasso, and I was just my brother's friend, and he just kept on talking about the torque, like wait till you feel that torque, and I couldn't stop laughing at just the way he just threw the word torque into everything, and like I already couldn't breathe because that thing like dangles you like up in the air, like gives you like a thrill of your life. So like I'm already can't breathe, and this numb nut next to me keeps on saying torque, torque. And yeah, just the combination just brought me so much joy. So thank you, Olive, for bringing that word back to my
For
life.
torque.
I mean,
Olive
no, thank you.
brings us the joy here at WMSC
She
90.
brings us the torque.
Here at 90.3
Y'all are
WMSC.
gassing it.
Here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Let's see how many stickers Lara has left until the end of the show.
Yeah, I
Have you been
seen
putting
like
them on your face?
Do you see me just
repeatedly?
like taking?
yeah, like I see like like
I'm just
taking it
like,
off, taking it off. Like
they're
in
like-
the end, there's just your face.
I'm just very offended that you're not sticking those directly onto the back of my phone, which has so much prime real estate for
Okay,
those people
Olive,
that are watching.
for the end of the show, I have so many sticker sheets. I'm showing Facebook right now. I have so many sticker sheets. So if you want stickers, we will stickify your phones.
I want that.
Well, you shall receive. But in the meantime, Victor is going to give us our newscast.
Oh.
I threw you for a loop, but I'm
Who
so
lives in a
sorry.
pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob
SquarePants, and I'm
SquarePants.
Victor Muniz Rosa, and this is WMSC News. In local
SpongeBob
news starting
SquarePants?
today, New Jersey can sell recreational cannabis to adults 21 and over after Governor Phil Murphy announced that state regulators cleared the way for 7 locations to sell the drug. In national news, wildfires are tearing through Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. The fire's cause is still under investigation. It's fire season in the West, and it's growing more destructive because of climate change. In international news, President Vladimir Putin tried to claim victory on Mariupol, Ukraine, but his troops are holding their ground after Ukraine soldiers fought back. In MSU news, Montclair State education students joined statewide initiative to end education test EDTPA. They list a variety of issues caused by the assessment, including interfering with professional growth and creating significant financial burden to educators. In entertainment news, Johnny Depp testifies against actress Amber Heard, accusing his ex-wife for name calling and making demeaning comments about him. The weather today is mostly sunny with a low of 48 and a high of 63. On Friday, expect a low of 45 and a high of 68. Saturday, a low of 47 and a high of 61. Sunday, expect a sunny day with a low of 47 and a high of 74. And Monday, a low of 48 and a high of 60. Tuesday, a low of 46 and a high of 60. And on Wednesday, expect a low of 37 and a high of 55. For WMSC, I'm Victor Muniz Rosa. Nos vemos.
I like that one.
was-
Hour 2 just has a little ting to it, you know?
Flavor. It's
Oh,
called flavor.
It does. It got a little spice.
It's that Latino
Ooh.
in me, you know?
Anyway.
Mm.
Hey,
We're
Alex?
bringing Aquí Planeta Tierra to Thursday morning. Hold up.
Oh.
We're bringing that.
Latino spice, you know?
Put some tahini on hour 2.
Tabasco.
Brr.
Yeah.
Alex.
I love Tabasco.
Alex.
Yeah, Laura.
Alex.
You know what's happening?
Sports.
Sports. We got sports right now because in baseball, the New York Yankees, the New York Yankees, I could speak. New York Yankees won last night 5-3 against the Detroit Tigers, and the New York Mets sadly lost 5-2. But don't worry, they've been doing pretty good, so they can afford the loss.
Go
right
Mets!
now.
Go
And the-
Yankees.
Go Yankees. But the Mets will be playing at 1:10 tonight.
Go Mets.
Congratulations to the Arizona Coyotes forward Lad for becoming the 370th player in NHL history to reach 1,000 game milestone and 15th player in franchise history to skate the 1,000. The New York Rangers will be playing tonight against the New York Islanders at 7:30. And tonight, the New Jersey Devils will be playing against the Buffalo Sabres tonight at 7. And sadly, in basketball news, the Nets staying doing good right now in the playoffs with their second loss against their Celtics last night, 114-107, making it 0-2 in the series. But in Montclair news, we got some good news in Montclair news because the Montclair lacrosse team destroyed Ramapo 21-4. And the news gets better because the Montclair softball team beat William Patterson 7-3 last night.
Go
And
Red
the
Hawks.
Red Hawks will be back on Saturday, April 23rd, where they had their final regular season game and will host College of New Jersey at 1 p.m. on senior day. It's not nighttime. But I've been Alex, and this has been sports.
Sports are cool.
Sports are fun.
Yes.
You know,
They're definitely a thing.
I would love to let everybody know that I lost all my stickers.
Oh, they're
Wow.
gone.
I looked down for maybe 11 seconds.
And they're all gone.
And I mean, I thought, you know what? This one goes out to all the Rodrigo dogs out there. We tried it. We tried it. Okay.
I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she had it on for almost a year now on that album, man.
But
Oh.
she's
hey,
just constantly wearing the stickers.
I just imagine it like a
Yes.
Harry Potter photo. Like she's in it, just wearing the stickers all the time.
Do you think Olivia Rodrigo wears the stickers all the time?
well, at least the ones
Mm.
like in the tongue with the sour, she goes to like sour, something like that. Like
The way you just went,
like,
it's like
like
what
that.
is it, Megan Thee Stallion?
But hey, good for you for taking the stickers off.
It's our too. You know
I'm
what
real
that
jealous
means.
of that joke, Victor.
You I need to sound.
Fatality.
I haven't used that one yet.
Got him!
I hate how my mic falls every time. Yes.
Yeah, seeing the microphone fall, all the show, it's like deja vu,
Free Shavakadu.
It's
You're not even playing the right. You're just
I
playing
will
any
never
sound
get over
effects.
Fresh Shavakadu, honestly. Wait, free Shavakadu.
Free Shavakadu.
I probably had that. Wow. Okay, I had enough of it.
So Lara, I hope you're
Yes,
okay.
I'm
I hope
okay.
you're okay.
I just wish I was enough for you.
Free Shavakadu.
Oh,
Free Shavakadu.
but I gotta say, I'm happier today. So
You're happier?
happier, like the song.
Where's the windows? Where's the windows?
I'm calling you out, Victor. Victor really just searched up Olivia Rodrigo's sour album.
You
just to make
traitor!
sure-
Well, the first one was genuine, but I was like, I gotta keep going. So I changed up the song.
No, we all do it. for points.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. And you're not really fine. You
I
just
gotta
can't get
say,
into
I
it
gotta
because they would
say,
never
Alex.
understand.
No.
See, this
Alex-
is why
No.
Laura has banished me to the shadow room because normally when she
Not
does
the
this,
shadow
I
room.
steal the mouse.
You did not call the talk studio the shadow room.
Hold on, JT may be in the shadow room right next to me, but I would call my corner the think tank. See, we gotta put a positive spin on
She
it.
had to think about
Not the
think
shadow
tank.
room.
The thing about the thing
Not the shadow room.
Anyway,
We're screen sharing?
since it is the week, yes, JT, you've known that all along. Just kidding. Anyway, it is Battle of the Buzz.
Battle of the
It is
Buzz.
Battle of the Buzz.
Battle of the
So
Buzz.
we gotta see what happens. We
Oh,
gotta
no.
see how we play Kahoot.
Oh no.
We gotta know who be battling of the buzzing.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Well-
we played.
I'm
Just-
sorry.
Yo,
I've got to go.
we gotta go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Battle of the Buzz. And it is the fourth event of Battle of the Buzz. We're playing Cahoots. It's general trivia. It's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And hopefully at least one of us is. I am. Welcome back, everybody, to Battle of the Buzz. And it is the. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to Battle of the Buzz. And it is the fourth event of Battle of the Buzz. We're playing Cahoots. It's general trivia. It's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And hopefully at least one of us is. I am your kind of host, but not really, because I'm also participating for Wednesday. We got Kyle and Emily on Tuesday. That's right, I said it, Emily. And then we got JT for Thursday. And then for Friday, we got Lara. Everyone say
Quill
hi.
Garfield, what happened to Monday?
I hope you disrespect.
Oh yeah, Cam. Cam's on Monday.
That is very
Okay.
that is very tough.
Just
That is very tough. That is very tough. That is that's very tough.
Quiz, let's start.
That's very tough.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Here we go. Apparently it's round 3.
No, I'm
of Are You
not.
Smarter Than a Fifth
No,
Grader.
I'm not.
Definitely
Are you
not.
smarter than a fifth grader? Nope.
Quiz. Why insects are prehistoric and have
what
been around for
insect?
350 million years. Hey, whoever did yellow, you played yourself.
Plot twist: Isaiah did yellow.
Oh, I can hit next.
Whoa.
Okay, here we go. Learning the Kahoot thing, guys.
Represent.
Size of which fruit? So the human heart is the size of which fruit?
Nemo.
An apple, a grapefruit, or a cantaloupe?
The fourth option.
When in doubt, guess.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, let's go.
Really?
That's what's up.
my heart is the size of a grape.
No.
Actually,
A green one specifically.
The
I
green
love how
one.
laggy this is.
Are icebergs salty?
The
Yes.
one that hit the Titanic probably was.
I think it's a
No,
yes.
I think he's the opposite.
I think it's got to be.
I had
I
no
think so.
idea.
What?
What?
Really?
All of us?
They are not salty.
Are
We're
That's
all
tough.
dumb.
Wow. JT's winning.
And I got it wrong.
Well, we all did.
True or false? A rainbow that appears at night by the light of the moon is called a moonbow. That is a dumb question. That's
What?
I
No.
don't even know what that means.
I'm wrong.
What's a moonbow?
Emo for these
That
50-50
Wait, there
questions.
can't
We
be.
should we should collaborate.
Who voted
Dude, they're-
yes?
What do you
Me.
mean by that?
Monday.
So you pick
Congratulations.
Like,
you
that's
pick one
not
answer. I'll pick
possible.
the other way. That way, one of us
Maybe that
gets
was
points.
impossible.
I like it.
What's the source of light at that point? The source of light is
Why does Jupiter have the shortest day of any planet, only 10 hours long?
Because I have to sneeze.
That seems about right.
God bless you.
Rotates on the axis the fastest. It orbits from the sun. the
No,
fastest.
that was dumb.
Oh,
Wait,
it's the
maybe it
smallest
wasn't.
planet.
Ladies and gentlemen,
No,
Kyle
it's-
reported that he is dumb.
Yo, I don't even got any clue. Oh, I got it.
Hey,
right.
yo.
Let's
here's
go.
why because
Kyle, what's the
Nice.
blue
it
you?
can't. It
No, I
can't
just said
be-
I got it right.
Oh, you did? I can't hear anything.
But in other news, my poor roommate.
It'll be all right.
What parts of speech are these words? Either, neither, or nor. Conjunctions, prepositions, or pronouns. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Please refer
grammar.
to me as either or.
I'm gonna be honest. I do not know the answer, but I'm gonna go with this.
Pronoun.
No.
Golly.
I
Well,
Conjunction, junction. That was not in conjunction.
I'm glad I
That was
wasn't
not in
alone.
School of Rock.
Challenge.
Report.
I
It was not.
challenge this question.
I want to redo. In what story does a bunny say goodnight to all the objects in his great green room?
What?
The night moon or the runaway bunny?
I love that book.
I believe it's called The Night Before the Morning Buzz
So
Good
every
night,
night-
Buzz.
Oh, the nightmare before Christmas.
because Green Room. Haha jokes.
Haha.
haha,
Ooh.
shut up, Kyle.
Sleeping in the green
Okay.
room.
I feel like I started out good, but I've been on a pretty bad streak.
Yay, I'm on top.
Put the adjectives.
Oh God.
Put the adjectives in the book title in order. Alexander and the very bad,
Come on.
terrible, no good, horrible day.
Come on. Come on,
very
on,
good.
baby.
Okay, I think it's
Come
this
on,
one.
baby.
I think it's this one. I think it's this
That was
one.
a lot
Come
of
on.
very goods and no bads. And
Come on. Come on.
What?
that was the book.
Big T. No lie. I literally sat there just like mull over that decision for so long.
This game is whack. This game is whack, guys.
That book was my childhood.
No, it wasn't.
Apparently it was JT's too.
In the story, Are You My Mother? What animal is asking the question? That's not a real
Oh,
story.
I love that book.
That's not real.
Your mom.
I thought it was a llama.
What?
What kind of book was this?
Kyle,
On
look
the
at my
story,
red.
Are
It's
You
a
My
kid's
Mother? What
book.
animals
I
ask-
thought it was a llama.
See,
How
you're
do
all
we-
just
how do we-
playing for second. I've been a child for 20 years.
Wow.
Nice.
Yo.
Why is it
I
all nursery
still read
rhymes?
Good Night Moon.
In the nursery rhyme, Old King Cole, how many fiddlers did the merry old soul have? 3 or 4?
Believe it.
Kyle, look at my
I'm
mess.
going with 3 because 3 is a magic
Hey.
number. It is a magic number.
It is a
That's the
magic
right
number.
answer.
I don't believe this. I'm
I'm sad now.
I'm sad. JT has been surprisingly great at this trivia.
I got like 3 of the answers wrong.
Oh God.
What is the mode of this group number? 1, 2. Ah, this is math,
Oh,
man.
I remember this.
Wow. Oh,
Got
wait.
it.
I got it. I think I
Math
got
is
it.
hard.
Wow. Did
What?
not get it.
no, they're not gonna do
What
this.
is most? What
Did
number
not get
appears
it.
the most?
Oh
That's
no, I
crazy.
thought someone was serious numbers. Never
Right
mind.
where the king belongs.
Shut up,
This
Kyle.
is absurd. What is the area of a rectangle 4
Oh, geez.
inches long by 5 inches wide?
Oh, need that. Need
I
that.
think I did
Need
the
that.
math.
Give me it.
I can't-
Give me it.
Oh
Give me it.
No, connect.
I have no
Give me
clue.
that.
Wait.
Golly.
Oh, thank goodness.
Ah! I got a math.
Area, kids, area, math.
I got a math question. Are you proud of me?
Yes.
Math
This
is
game is
hard.
ridiculous.
Nobody
What side of
Math.
you was that, Emo?
Math was the abandoned child on my doorstep.
Same.
Yeah.
Why isn't another
No.
math?
Oh. Come on. Give me the answers.
312.
Need that.
Dude,
Need
only
that,
one
need
of
that.
them is a fraction.
Good job, whoever made this game.
Oh, they're all right?
And not green though. Green ain't right.
No.
Technically speaking, yeah, because
Blue isn't
they're
right.
not-
Blue is not simplified.
Math is
Kyle's got
hard.
3 in a row, everyone. How many faces does a cube have?
Uh,
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How many
Come on.
sides is an octagon? Only Joe would get that reference. Who said 8? I just want to talk. Who said 8?
I
No.
almost said,
Definitely was it not me?
What? Are you kidding me, my brother?
I just
That's
wanna talk. Who said 8?
After streaks.
Yikes.
Nobody.
Good morning, Streaks.
What?
What?
What is
God.
that?
Oh.
Sharpened pencil using a small paper clip.
I don't know. Does anybody have an unsharpened pencil?
No.
I'm a.
And not
That's
all
gotta be
paper-
blue.
An unsharpened pencil using a small paper.
Lucky guess.
I did the math, guys. I did the math.
Tuesday
Totally did
buds.
the math.
I don't like this.
Radio, you can't see, but I'm dancing.
He does not have any rhythm. That's crazy.
Oh,
He's on the
I
Tuesday
have the
buzz.
rhythm in my head.
Oh, this should be easy.
Oh God, no.
What is this?
That one sounds right.
I did it from lowest to highest.
I don't know. I don't know what
Glad
any of
one
these
of
words
us knows
mean.
what it is.
Wow.
Hey!
The
This
buzz
is
gods are on my side.
I've dropped
know
down to
any-
4th place.
I don't know
This
any of these
game
words
is
mean,
dumb.
bro.
This game is
Says
I
dumb.
you.
agree.
Your game is dumb. Oh wait, it is your game.
It is my game. Some of these instruments in the band are kazoo, washboard, banjo, and spoons.
Rock band.
Oh, the
I
next game.
think this band should be featured on Heavy's The Crown.
Oh, facts.
This
I ain't got
band
no clue.
is NDA. I can't
Wow,
say
I got it right.
Yeah, Kyle. What do you mean by that,
that. The
Kyle?
rubber band.
Uh-huh.
Kyle, there's something wrong.
What holiday is called Fête de Menhir in France?
Feet.
What did JT? What was that?
Stupid.
Oh, come on! I got the wrong day. It's the other
People.
one. No, I got it the wrong. I got the wrong holiday.
Let's get it.
I pressed the wrong one.
Can
pressed the wrong one.
can we create a new holiday called May Day?
No.
Yes.
That's May. That's
I'm
May
in
1st,
vote
bro.
for May Day.
Boo.
That's May 1st.
And
We
what
have
month
a
the
May Day
Chinese New Year
parade.
usually celebrated?
Fair enough.
Kyle, May Day is May 1st, bro.
Fair enough. Somebody call Marty.
Chinese New
culture?
Year is celebrated in February.
Somebody log that in Spinatron.
Whoa.
In the song Old MacDonald, what vowels are not sung there? Wow.
Fair enough.
Which are
Wait,
not sung.
Oh,
It's
Oh.
U
Oh,
and
that's a
A.
tricky one. That's an
We
old.
did it,
that's a
everyone.
tricky one there. I was thinking their old bingo, that old dog there.
Yeah.
hush,
Pacific
boy,
is the
hush, boy.
largest ocean, but what is the
Oh, yeah.
smallest?
And now watch me get it wrong.
What's the Capri Sun Ocean?
Caprice.
It's Caspian. You
Oh,
Google.
Wow.
Wrong.
Did you?
No.
Who got
You got-
that right?
I did.
The Arctic
Lol.
Ocean is Mount Rushmore in North or South Dakota? That's a great question.
Notice.
Trick question. Mount Rushmore doesn't exist.
Yeah.
South Dakota. Who said North Dakota?
It actually
I did.
wasn't me this time. I want to redo on the cube question. There's the
The
Moon
first
Nest
crit-
Monument.
Wow. 4th place.
Dude, how far am I in 6th place?
Kyle won. Kyle won.
Isaiah's at the point total of 3.
I have not seen my name in
There's
quite
2
some
more
time.
questions. What Washington
Wall.
D.C. memorial is simply called the Wall?
Pink Floyd.
Okay.
What?
With another brick? It's the
No.
Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
The firing squad.
I feel like a jerk for saying that now.
Come on, Kyle.
I would like
Last
to issue
question,
I would like to issue an
everyone.
apology.
How many soldiers
Paul,
are in a
you can do it
Roman
right now, go.
legion? 60, 600, or
At least 4.
6,000?
Whoa.
We're going bigger. We're
Is there at
going
least
home.
4?
He's not wrong.
Golly,
Yeah. We went
I-
bigger. We went home.
that's crazy, guys.
Well,
Looks like we got a winner. Who is it going to be?
Who is smarter than a 5th grader?
Hey, Lara's got 3rd place. Congrats.
Yeah.
Cam with 2nd place, and Kyle probably 1st.
yep.
And it's Kyle for Tuesday. Congrats, Kyle.
You could have scrapped the footage of the other game, but Tuesday still
Oh,
remains
that's
victorious.
true.
And I are runners up.
That makes sense. Either way, Tuesday remains the winner. I don't know what the standings are. Is it 2 for Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday.
If I'm correct, it's 2 for Tuesday, 1 for Monday, 1 for Friday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Tuesday
Wait,
might
what did
be on,
Monday win?
on the way.
Were
They won
we
something.
reading these questions?
Una, I think.
But yeah, that does
Copy.
it from here. Not in the studio, but kind of in the studio. Tune in tomorrow for the last event of Battle of the Buzz.
Just in case you forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of forgot what show I was listening to. Not gonna lie, I'm just kidding. But you just listened to a segment we have been running all week, where the Morning Buzz Day, where all the teams against each other just compete. I do gotta say though, as someone who was playing, it was much more fun on Zoom than it was without visuals. And that is why college radio is a thing. We're here to learn. We're here to succeed and fail and try again. My headphones came right back and I sound nice and crispy.
You guys would have seen me
Exactly.
eat a whole sweet potato pie by myself. It was a fun time.
JT, anyway, I do have to say, JT, you had quite a lead there.
I did. And it happens every time I play Kahoot. I lead for the entire game. I got one question wrong, and I go from 1 to 4 or 1 to 8 or whatever other place they want to give me. And it's insulting.
It's so. Do you think Kahoot is out to get you?
Yes, Kahoot is racist.
No, that's not a fact.
That's a bold statement.
That's
That's not a buzz theory. That's a JT theory.
JT, that is not. No, that's JT. That's definitely not a buzz theory.
It's not a buzz theory. It's just a JT theory. It's just like every time they're like, we're gonna let this numbnut go just as far
No.
as we want him to go, and then we're gonna take his rights away.
No, let's just stop. Just stop.
no,
Just stop.
no, no.
Just stop. Alex, for someone who hasn't played, what do you think?
You know, I gotta agree on with JT on this.
Oh no.
I was not expecting that.
You know, Thursday's not got a point yet. And we just gotta. I think it's something in the air.
It's something in the air tonight, Fernando.
Morning.
Yeah, ABBA.
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 ABBA's great.
In a rich man's world.
But there is a great. I would love to also mention our very fun, very important event that is coming up over the weekend.
Vinyl.
Vinyl Fun.
Not
I don't.
School's
Vinyl
anniversary.
Fun.
I mean,
Huh?
that's radio's birthday.
Yeah, it's WMSC's 55th anniversary.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
older than me.
That's
Yeah.
older than all of us,
That's
JT.
older than
Yeah.
Not at
me.
Spirit. I think at Spirit
Did
I'm
you
like a
say
70.
not in spirit?
Yeah, I'm a 70-year-old man at heart,
Wow.
but like,
I do have to say, I really think our generation are just a bunch of old souls.
yeah, I've been described as a grandpa that thinks he's still a
JT's
college
got
student.
arthritis.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's interesting.
That makes a lot of sense, JT. That makes a lot of sense. But no, we have Vinyl-thon coming up. It's starting tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Woo
And you better. I need to find it.
Let's go.
Woo-wee.
We needed a baby let's go sound effect.
I think no, we don't have one.
Oh no.
As the queen of the sound effects.
Let's go.
As the queen of the sound effects, you don't have a sound effect.
I Victor, why'd you gotta out me like that?
Lara is just a sound effect period.
J-
Oh wow. A
J-
walking sound effect.
No, she's a walking meme with a minor in sound effects.
Is that what my degree is gonna say when I graduate?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm
re-
scared.
I'm really feeling the love.
Love you, Lara.
That
Unacceptable!
you know what, JT? I'm putting you in timeout.
I'm always in
Oh, wait, that's
timeout.
you're on mic 3. You're in timeout.
Oh dang!
Wow.
Why you calling me? I'm right.
Just kidding. JT can come out of timeout.
Yay, that's the shortest timeout I ever had.
I feel bad whenever I do it.
Nobody puts JT in the
Honestly,
corner.
I as a kid I never stayed in timeout. They were like, sit in the chair. And I was like, why do I have to sit in the chair? Because you did something bad. You had to sit in the chair. And I was like, what's keeping me in the chair? We're keeping you in the chair. And I would stand up and be like, look at that. I'm out of the chair. Like that was the type of kid I
You would have
was.
annoyed me so much if when I was a child, because I would be like, just sit in the chair. Just why can
JT, why make it
I
so
had this
difficult?
problem with sitting down too, but like if somebody told me to go like to time out and sit in a chair, I would sit in the chair and be like, this makes no sense. Why am I sitting in the chair? But I would sit in the chair.
You
Laura-
just sit in the chair.
Laura, were you a bad kid? I feel like you were like they call kids ankle biters, but I feel like only a select few are actual ankle biters. Laura might have actually been an ankle
Do you
biter.
think I'm an ankle biter,
I think
JT?
Laura-
That's what she said.
That's
what
out
they
of
say.
pocket.
ankle bite.
You might have actually been an ankle biter.
Not only did you
Unexpected.
offend Lara, but you also sort of offended vampires. I don't know.
I'm offended. I'm really
and also
offended.
mosquitoes and ticks.
I'm trying to talk about Vinylthon, and here we are talking about JT.
Over here, Large is biting people's ankles.
Yeah,
It's just crazy.
dude.
Wow, I will not. I
Why?
will not stand for this. Hold
I'm
on, let me
trying to
turn my
talk-
camera back on
I'm
so y'all
just
know.
trying to talk. Thanks. Oh, hi, Olive. I'm just trying to talk about our awesome event that's starting tomorrow.
Vinylthon is so amazing. You
Well,
should
let's talk about Vinyl.
let's
Don't
go.
stop biting people's ankles,
Yeah,
Laura.
We can bite
wow.
people's
I'm not
ankles
biting
later.
people's ankles.
Alex, we can't hear you with all that ankle in your mouth.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been
Alex, we
a couple ankles in
cannot.
my day.
Alex, we cannot
I'm not-
hear you
I'm
with
not
all the
denying it,
ankle.
Olive.
We're going to a
I'm not
break.
denying that
Nope,
I'm an
we're
ankle
going
biter.
to a break at this point. We'll be back here on the Morning Buzz.
Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me? I'm not hearing anything, but I'm hoping you hear me. There we go.
Welcome back here on the Morning Buzz. We have an interview today, which is very, very cool.
Hi.
Hi. So we are joined by radio news anchor, reporter, and writer Lisa G. This week, Lisa has been named WMSC's 2022 to 2023 News Professional in Residence. Besides that, you can hear Lisa on iHeartRadio and WORAM in New York City. Her role as a professional in residence at WMSC, she will work exclusively with our news department alongside our general manager, Annabella Poland, to support and mentor student reporters. Lisa, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
First of all, thanks for having me. And I have to say, I'm so impressed that college students are up this early.
Honestly, sometimes I don't know how I do
We
it.
kaiki have to be for this show, but we love it.
We love this show. to be
Miracles
honest.
also do happen.
Oh, that's funny. You know, I started in college radio too. I went to Hofstra University on Long Island, and that school was so great working with me because back in the day, they didn't have, you know, apprenticeship types of programs, and they really created one with me where I could go to school in the morning and then work professionally in the afternoon. So I have to give them a big shout out. So I'm very impressed with you, you know, with your team doing a morning show. It's great experience. And I'm so excited about sharing my experience with you.
Yeah, thank you. All I hear is morning shows look great for jobs. Not the reason why I'm here. I love being here, but everyone's like morning show. That's what people look for. Morning shows are great and all that. But
That's
I just
actually the first time I'm hearing that. But
really,
yeah.
that's all I've been. That's really.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Why?
It's great experience because first of all, they know you're responsible. You have to get up before the sun usually. Number two, you're dealing with the morning news, breaking news. So that's also great experience. You have to really be on your toes and fly by the seat of your pants with breaking news. You have to know what happened the night before in media, on TV, breaking news, you know, even as interesting as the Masked Singer and Rudy Giuliani being unmasked and one of the judges walking off. So you have to know about what happened the night before. You have to know what's going on now. And then you have to be prepared for breaking news. You're waking people up. That's a great quality. You can't come into work and be in a bad mood. I used to say when I did mornings, when I was co-hosting the Hot 97 morning show back in the day, like no yawning allowed because yawning is contagious. So your co-host yawns, then you're yawning and everyone's sleepy. Meanwhile, you have to wake people up. So that's why people love that quality if you're looking for a job once you graduate. So it's all good.
Definitely
break the no yawning.
And we definitely don't break no yawning. We're definitely bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. But since you were talking about Hot 97, so you started on a very popular morning show on Hot 97 with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre in New York City, and you're talking on a morning show right now on college radio. So what are some words of wisdom that you can share with those who have just started out, just like kind of like us maybe?
Yeah. Well, that's a great question. Thank you. I never took my eye off the prize, meaning what my goal was. You know, in college, it's difficult to really stay focused because there's so much fun going on and partying and hanging, and you know, you still have to study and you have finals and going to classes. But I was so hyper focused on what my end goal was. And that was to be on the radio on a professional radio station. So that would be my advice to you. It's like you've got to shut off all the noise, right? What everyone else is doing and the peer pressure, and really stay focused. And there's even more pressure now because of social media and texting, right? And that whole thing, that whole element. And so that's another whole layer to the noise that you have to shut out and just stay really focused. You look at anyone in really any business and you ask them, like, how'd you become successful? They will tell you the same thing. They never lost sight of the prize, of what they wanted their prize to be. So that's what my advice would be to you.
All right. You also spent a decade at SiriusXM where you met and worked with our general manager, Annabella Poland. You were the news reporter for Howard while Annabella was the director of talent. How was that experience different in the story selection?
Well, first, let me say that you guys are so lucky that you are working with Annabella Poland. She is amazing. She is so talented. She is bright. She knows how to work with people. She understands pressure. She understands college life, and she has so much worldly experience that she is bringing to you. So I'm honored that she offered me this position. That's number one. Number two, that's a really good question, because I used to say that when I was working for Howard Stern, when we first went over to satellite radio, no one knew what that world was going to be. Satellite radio was so new. So I was calling it the Wild Wild West. So you talked about story selection, like, wow, it was crazy. I mean, it was so new and exciting. It was really, it felt like a business startup, and that brings its own energy to it. So when Howard first started, he had girls who worked in strip clubs. I mean, he doesn't do that anymore. They would come on. We had wild guests. We had every musician. It was nonstop energy and a lot of fun for many, many years. Yeah. So the story selection was not Mayor Adams of New York City. No, no, no. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. Now, Howard, from what I read and hear, he does these long interviews with big celebrities, and it has more of a podcast feel to it, from what I can tell, compared to the way it was back in 2006, which was, a long time ago by now.
It is. It was definitely a different world when Sirius was starting, for sure. And I feel like for story selection and all that, reporting in general, your reporting always seems to share a fun or an interesting detail that goes beyond the actual story itself, and it almost sticks with you. Often it has to do something that we can relate to. You make it look easy. Perhaps that is the hardest hill for us to climb as college reporters, just being so effortless. How do you go about finding and verifying all those details?
Well, that's a great question. And it's very poignant and pertinent, because just yesterday, I did a story about COVID. Now, any reporter could do a story about COVID, how, no masks on airlines, yes, masks in some terminals, no masks in others. It's gotten kind of crazy. And to me, the hardest thing for me with COVID has been the isolation and the loneliness factor, right? And so I pitched a story to my news director. I said, you know what? I know everyone's doing stories about the masks on trains and planes, and cases are going up, but what about the loneliness factor? I really think that's what so many people are dealing with now and will be dealing with once this really gets into the endemic stage. And she said, Lisa, go for it and write it. So I wrote the story and I voiced it. And I thought it was really a great story for our listeners, because I can't be the only one who's dealing with the isolation factor and the, I guess, being upset that the normalcy has gone away, like hanging out at your coffee shop, hanging out at the local bar, just hanging out, what I mean, without the concern of masks and afraid of getting sick. And I live by myself. And so for 2 years, I've been working from home, and it's been difficult. And I had to say to myself, I can't be the only one. So I think that's great advice for someone who wants to be a news reporter. How does the story affect you? It's very easy to write statistics and to write down numbers and do a story like that. But it's the making a story human is what's going to make you a star in this business, so that your story really stands out from everything else.
Yeah, that's perfectly amazing. We'd love to hear more about Hofstra Radio. What was your role there when you were a student? How did you get involved?
I'm just seeing your mask right now. Is that a skeleton on your? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. At Hofstra Radio, I mean, they have an amazing communications department now. But when I went to college there, the radio station was in the basement somewhere, one of their buildings. And, it's nothing the way it is now. But I knew that the more experience I got, the better I could be. So any chance I could be on air or write news stories for them, I wasn't a co-host then. That's when I was really honing my writing skills in news. So the more opportunity I had, I took it. So I would be there as much as I could. And then I got a job working professionally at a Long Island radio station. So I couldn't work at the college radio station as much because I didn't have enough time in the day. So I would go to college in the morning. Hofstra was really great in making sure all my classes were smushed together. So let's say by noon, I could, have lunch and then go to the professional radio station.
Yeah. Ooh. Sorry about that. So during that time, was there any lessons that you learned there, and did any of them really stay to you throughout your professional career?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, like what I said before, living on a college campus, even just going to school, there's so much stuff going on, right? All that noise that you could get caught up in. I mean, who doesn't want to go, and hang out and drink some beers or, hang with your friends? And I really had to cut some of that out, or a lot of that out, in order to really stay focused on working on the college radio station and then working professionally. So I didn't have time to be your typical college co-ed.
Yeah.
I joke that if I did it over again, I would want to try out one of these big schools. Like my niece went to Penn State just to see what it would be like, because I was so focused on wanting to have a career.
And speaking of career, how did you go from Hofstra to Hot 97? That's such a great start.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were some things in between. When I graduated college, I already had professional experience. And back in those days, there wasn't YouTube, there wasn't Instagram, you couldn't get noticed with someone just clicking on your video. So I had to move. I moved to Chicago, and I realized in order to come back to New York to get a job here, I'd have to leave and get experience. And so I worked in Chicago for a couple of years, and then I got hired in New York City. So I worked for ABC Radio Network. And then with Hot 97, I got hired there. It was 1990. And I was just doing the news. I mean, not just, but I was the news person. And then when the program director was let go, the new program director came in and said, we think you're really funny and have a fun personality. We want to team you up with these guys from MTV, Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. Could you teach them a little something about radio? And that's really how it happened. So I went from news person to co-host, but that news experience really came in handy just because of so much things that were going on, so many things that were going on in the world, that news background always came in handy. And then the rest is history. We really didn't have a plan. We were just having fun and playing hip hop, and everyone noticed. It was amazing. A lot of fun.
It sounds like it, to be honest. But I'll be honest with you, I've done some research before our interview. And like we said before, you worked on Howard 100 News. You have been awarded awards such as the Gracie Allen Award, Billboard's Air Personality of the Year. You even helped launch Power, was it 105.1 FM, and even more. I could go on just for an entire segment just to talk about you, and it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, a great question I would like to ask is, how can you offer your experience to us as students? How can you help us go where we would like to go?
Well, I think it's good to have a picture of what your goal is, right? So you've seen these storyboards that people put up like in their dorm rooms or in offices just to give them inspiration. And I think that's a good mental picture to carry around with you. Where do I want to be in 4 years when I graduate? What really excites me? You're allowed to change that picture. You're allowed to take your crayon and draw on more things or take away more things. But I think it's helpful to really have a picture And then it comes into a clearer vision as you get closer to graduation. I don't know if you follow Sarah Blakely, who's the creator of Spanx. Every single person said to her no. And she had this vision of her product and what it could do for women. And she wasn't taking no for an answer. So she's really a great example of, you've got to really, you have to almost want to taste that success. Like no one's going to stop you. And that's really the key.
All right. Howard is such an iconic name in radio. His personality is larger than life. How do you serve someone with such a faithful listenership and such niche topics?
You mean in how I come up with topics and things like that?
Oh
to
yeah,
talk
100%.
about?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I feel, and even with Howard Stern, he never forgot where he came from. And if you strip all his success away, he's still Howard Stern from Long Island. And I think that's a big part of what makes him successful, is because he's just talking to people as if he's still Howard Stern from Long Island. He never forgot where he came from. And I think the more humble you are, the more successful you'll be. A great example is also Bruce Springsteen. He never lost that, blue collar way about him. Yes, he could be living in a huge mansion in New Jersey, but he's still Bruce Springsteen driving around the Jersey Shore on a motorcycle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, never forget where you came from. That's a very important piece of success, because that's very humbling.
People always say, remember your roots. And that's honestly something that should stay with people. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's that human connection we all want. And so that's something I'll be talking about to everyone, is how do your words, how do your stories connect to someone else, right? That's what's going to make you a great news person and a news writer. That's a very important part. And that was a great question.
Thank you. And especially, you said about connecting to the listener and all that. So we often find ourselves getting stuck in inside jokes when we work together, especially on air. And we feel that it leaves the listener out. So what tips do you have that we can include the listeners?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, yes, I'm not a big fan of inside jokes, because that's between two people and not maybe 1,000 who are listening, or even more. So I would say, current events, things that are happening on Instagram, the Kardashians, anything that's like a hot topic that's going to get people to phone in or to listen more, right? You want to, like I was just watching the Today Show, and Stephen King, the horror writer, posted something about his recipe for salmon, making salmon in a microwave, right?
Oh.
Now, your first reaction is what you just did, like, ew. Like, did you ever smell fish in a microwave? It stinks. But his post got a reaction, because people are so passionate one way or the other. Like I've always said in my career, love me or hate me, but don't like me, because like doesn't get you ratings. Like people would say, I hated Rush Limbaugh, but you know what? He got amazing ratings and people tuned in because they hated him so much. And on this other side, they loved him so much. So that is a very important piece to the success puzzle. You've got to come up with topics that you think are going to push the buttons of your listeners, so they are passionate about wanting to phone in and listen.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, now that you say that. But before, I actually want to end the interview on something that we're really looking forward to working with you. And the question is, where can people follow you or find out more about you to keep up with what's going on?
Oh, thanks. Well, because I'm more in the news side of things, I do, my social media is a little bit more neutral. than it was in the past, where I could be more opinionated. So with that being said, you can follow me. Like I saw the Michael Jackson musical the other day and I loved it. Guys, it is joyful.
Ooh,
I know there are
see
parts to
that.
Michael that are like, oh, like, ooh, kind of creepy. I mean, are creepy. But this musical was joyful. I mean, you think of all his music. I know you're younger, but you still like his, you know about his music, right? And Thriller and what a big deal it was. It was joyful to be in the theater. People were so excited to be out after COVID. The actors, the dancers, they were joyful. So like things like that, I'll post. But my handle on Twitter and Instagram is the same. It's Lisa G30D. And then I'm on Facebook. It's official Lisa G. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Before
Just because I'm in news, I'm not posting as much as I used to.
With that being said, I just feel like social media has changed so much over the course of when it started, just like radio in a way, right?
Well, that's a good question, because sometimes, like, especially with when President Trump was in office, things really took a turn and became so angry and mean. I'm like, oh boy, like for my mental health, this is not a good place to be. And I can only imagine being in college, how difficult it is. Where Instagram is more user friendly, don't you think?
I would say so.
TikTok is fun if you want to make some videos.
Yeah.
I always say that if I were in college now, I'm sure I'd be more into TikTok. But I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll be on TikTok and I'll go, oh my God, I just watched dance videos for an hour. Like, what's going on with my life?
It's crazy how time flies.
Oh my God,
nowadays.
I'm watching people dancing in their kitchens for an hour.
It's
This
crazy.
has got to stop. I need my life back. Yeah.
a good social media cleanse might do it, right? Sometimes.
Yes, I haven't done that yet, but that's a good idea.
I should probably do that too. But with that being said, we are so excited to get to know you, Lisa, and to work with you. What a treat to have such an accomplished professional and women in radio, right? And another woman leading the mentorship of our news program. We're really looking forward to meeting with you, and thank you so much for being on the show again. And I hope
I can't wait. Call anytime. I'm so looking forward to getting started with you guys, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Learning should be fun.
Learning should be fun. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much.
Have a great day, guys. Stay healthy.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
With that being said, that was Lisa. She's great. And with that being said, we're going to be taking a very short break. I'm trying to do Next Gen, which is cool. So today, Victor is Childish Gambino. So we're gonna be playing some Childish Gambino. We'll be back right after this very short break.
I'm gonna